Barrack-Room Ballads. By Rudyard Kipling. First series, 1892. How do you find this book? Any thoughts about the book or the author? Any suggestion for improvement? Please take a moment to share your thoughts in a comment. If you like it, share it with your friends who might enjoy it as well. Subscribe to keep in touch. Visit completeaudiobooks.com for more quality content. Dedication. To T.A. I have made for you a song. And it may be right or wrong. But only you can tell me if it's true. I have tried for to explain both your pleasure and your pain. And, Thomas, here's my best respects to you. Oh, there'll surely come a day when they'll give you all your pay and treat you as a Christian ought to do. So, until that day comes round, heaven keep you safe and sound. And, Thomas, here's my best respects to you. R.K. Danny Deever. What are the bugles blowin' for? Said files on parade. To turn you out, the color sergeant said. What makes you look so white, said files on parade. I'm dreadin' what I've got to watch, the color sergeant said. For their hangin' Danny Deever, you can hear the Dead March play. The regiments in Hollow Square, they're hangin' him today. They've taken of his buttons off and cut his stripes away. And they're hangin' Danny Deever in the mornin'. What makes the rear rank breathe so hard? Said files on parade. It's bitter cold, the color sergeant said. What makes that front rank man fall down? Said files on parade. A touch o' sun, the color sergeant said. They are hangin' Danny Deever, they are marchin' of I'm round. They ave alti Danny Deever by is coffin on the ground. And de'll swing in 'arf a minute for a sneakin', shootin' hound. Oh, they're hangin' Danny Deever in the mornin'. Is caught was right and caught to mine, said files on parade. E's sleepin' out'n far tonight, the color sergeant said. I've drunk is beer a score o' times, said files on parade. E's drinkin' bitter beer alone, the color sergeant said. They are hangin' Danny Deever, you must mark 'im to 'is place. For 'e shot a comrade sleepin', you must look 'im in the face. 900 of is county and the regiment's disgrace. While they're hangin' Danny Deever in the mornin'. What's that so black agin the sun? Said files on parade. It's Danny fightin' 'ard for life, the color sergeant said. What's that whimpers over EAD? Said files on parade. It's Danny's soul that's passin' now, the color sergeant said. For they're done with Danny Deever, you can hear the quick-step play. The regiment's in column, and they're marchin' us away. Ho! The young recruits are shakin', and they'll want their beer today. After hangin' Danny Deever in the mornin'. Tommy. I went into a public-house to get a pint o' beer. The publican up and says, we serve no redcoats here. The girls B&D the bar they laughed and giggled fit to die. I outs into the street again and to myself says I. Oh, it's Tommy this, and Tommy that, and Tommy, go away. But it's, thank you, Mr. Atkins, when the band begins to play. The band begins to play, my boys, the band begins to play. Oh, it's, thank you, Mr. Atkins, when the band begins to play. I went into a theater as sober as could be. They gave a drunk civilian room, but ain't none for me. They sent me to the gallery or round the music halls. But when it comes to fightin', Lord, they'll shove me in the stalls. For it's Tommy this, and Tommy that, and Tommy, wait outside. But it's special train for Atkins, when the troopers on the tide. The troop ships on the tide, my boys, the troop ships on the tide. Oh, it's special train for Atkins, when the troopers on the tide. Yes, makin' mock o' uniforms that guard you while you sleep. Is cheaper than them uniforms, and they're starvation cheap. And hustlin' drunken soldiers when they're goin' large a bit. is 5 times better business than Paradin, in full kit. Then it's Tommy this, and Tommy that, and Tommy, ow's your soul. But it's thin red line of arrows, when the drums begin to roll. The drums begin to roll, my boys, the drums begin to roll. Oh, it's thin red line of arrows, when the drums begin to roll. We aren't no thin red arrows, nor we aren't no blackguards too. But single men in barracks, most remarkable like you. And, if sometimes our conduct isn't all your fancy paints. Why, single men in barracks don't grow into plaster saints. While it's Tommy this, and Tommy that, and Tommy, fall bind. But it's, please to walk in front, sir, when there's trouble in the wind. There's trouble in the wind, my boys, there's trouble in the wind. Oh, it's, please to walk in front. Sir, when there's trouble in the wind. You talk better food for us, and schools, and fires, and all. We'll wait for extra rations if you treat us rational. Don't mess about the cookroom slops, but prove it to our face. The widow's uniform is not the soldierman's disgrace. For it's Tommy this, and Tommy that, and chuck him out, the brute. But it's savior of his country when the guns begin to shoot. And it's Tommy this, and Tommy that, and anything you please. And Tommy ain't a bloomin' fool, you bet that Tommy sees. Fuzzy-Wuzzy. Sudan Expeditionary Force. We fought with many men across the seas. And some of them was brave and some was not. The Pathan and the Zulu and Burmese. But the Fuzzy was the finest the lot. We never got a hupworth's change of him. He squatted in the scrub and ocked our horzas. He cut our sentries up at Swakim. And he played the cat and banjo with our forces. So, heirs to you, Fuzzy-Wuzzy, at your home in the Sudan. You're a poor benighted eat-hen but a first-class fightin' man. We gives you your certificate, and if you want it signed, we'll come and ave a romp with you whenever you're inclined. We took our chance among the Khyber Hills. The Boers knocked us silly at a mile. The Burman give us Irrawaddy chills. And a Zulu impy dished us up in style. But all we ever got from such as they was pop to what the Fuzzy made us swaller. We eld our bloomin' own, the papers say. But man for man the Fuzzy knocked us aller. Then, heirs to you, Fuzzy-Wuzzy, and the missus and the kid. Our orders was to break you, and, of course we went and did. We sloshed you with martinis, and it wasn't hardly fair. But for all the odds agin you, Fuzzy-Wuzz, you broke the square. EASent got no papers of his own. EASent got no medals nor rewards. So we must certify the skill he's shown in usin' of his long two-handed swords. When he's oppen in and out among the bush. With his coffined shield and shovel spear. An happy day with Fuzzy on the rush will last an healthy Tommy for a year. So, heirs to you, Fuzzy-Wuzzy, and your friends which are no more. If we adient lost some messmates we would help you to deplore. But given takes the gospel, and we'll call the bargain fair. For if you ave lost more than us, you crumpled up the square. E rushes at the smoke when we let drive. And, before we know, e's Atkins at our EAD. E's all OT sand and ginger when alive. And e's generally shamin when e's dead. E's a daisy, e's a ducky, e's a lamb. E's a injia rubber idiot on the spree. E's the only thing that doesn't give a damn. For a regiment British infantry. So, heirs to you, Fuzzy-Wuzzy, at your home in the Sudan. You're a poor benighted eat-hen but a first-class fightin' man. And heirs to you, Fuzzy-Wuzzy, with your Eric EAD of air. You big black bounden beggar, for you broke a British square. Soldier, soldier. Soldier, soldier come from the wars. Why don't you march with my true love? We're fresh from off the ship and ease maybe give the slip. And you'd best go look for a new love. New love. True love. Best go look for a new love. The dead they cannot rise, and you'd better dry your eyes. And you'd best go look for a new love. Soldier, soldier come from the wars. What did you see, oh, my true love? I seed him serve the queen in a suit, oh, rifle green. And you'd best go look for a new love. Soldier, soldier come from the wars. Did ye see no more, oh, my true love? I seed him runnin' by when the shots begun to fly. But you'd best go look for a new love. Soldier, soldier come from the wars. Did aught take arm to my true love? I couldn't see the fight, for the smoke it lay so white. And you'd best go look for a new love. Soldier, soldier come from the wars. I'll up and tend to my true love. E's lying on the dead with a bullet through his EAD. And you'd best go look for a new love. Soldier, soldier come from the wars. I'll down and die with my true love. The pit we dug'll hide him and the 20 men beside him. And you'd best go look for a new love. Soldier, soldier come from the wars. Do you bring no sign from my true love? I bring a lock of hair that Alus used to wear. And you'd best go look for a new love. Soldier, soldier come from the wars. Oh, then I know it's true I've lost my true love. And I tell you truth again, when you've lost the feel o' pain. You'd best take me for your true love. True love. New love. Best take him for a new love. The dead they cannot rise, and you'd better dry your eyes. And you'd best take him for your true love. Screw guns. Smokin' my pipe on the mountings, sniffin' the mornin' cool. I walks in my old brown gaiters along oh, my old brown mule. With 70 gunners behind me. And never a beggar forgets. It's only the pick of the army that handles the dear little pets, TSS. TSS. For you all love the screw guns they all love you. So when we call round with a few guns, oh, course you will know what to do, who? Just send in your chief and surrender. It's worse if you fights or you runs. You can go where you please, you can skid up the trees. But you don't get away from the guns. They sends us along where the roads are, but mostly we goes where they ain't. We'd climb up the side of a signboard and trust to the stick o' the paint. We've chivied the Naga and Blushai, we've give the Freedman fits. For we fancies ourselves at 2000. We guns that are built in 2 bits, TSS. TSS. For you all love the screw guns. If a man doesn't work, why, we drills him and teaches him how to behave. If a beggar can't march, why, we kills him and rattles him into his grave. You've got to stand up to our business and spring without snatchin' or fuss. Jews say that you sweat with the field guns. By God, you must lather with us, TSS. TSS. For you all love the screw guns. The eagles is screamin' around us, the river's a moanin' below. We're clear o' the pine and the oak scrub. We're out on the rocks and the snow. And the wind is as thin as a whiplash what carries away to the plains. The rattle and stamp o' the lead mules. The jinglety-jink o' the chains, TSS. TSS. For you all love the screw guns. There's a wheel on the horns o' the mornin'. And a wheel on the edge o' the pit. And a drop into nothin' beneath you as straight as a beggar can spit. With the sweat runnin' out o' your shirt sleeves. And the sun off the snow in your face. And arf o' the men on the drag ropes. To hold the old gun in her place, TSS. TSS. For you all love the screw guns. Smokin' my pipe on the mountings, sniffin' the mornin' cool. I climbs in my old brown gaiters along o' my old brown mule. The monkey can say what our road was. The wild goat knows where we passed. Stand easy, you long-eared old darlings. Out drag ropes. With shrapnel. Hold fast, TSS. TSS. For you all love the screw guns they all love you. So when we take tea with a few guns. Oh, course you will know what to do, who? Just send in your chief and surrender. It's worse if you fights or you runs. You may hide in the caves, they'll be only your graves. But you can't get away from the guns. Cells. I've a head like a concertina, I've a tongue like a button stick. I've a mouth like an old potato, and I'm more than a little sick. But I've had my fun, oh, the corporal's guard, I've made the cinders fly. And I'm here in the clink for a thundering drink. And blacking the corporal's eye. With a second-hand overcoat under my head. And a beautiful view of the yard. Oh, it's pack drill for me and a fortnight CB. For, drunk and resisting the guard. Mad drunk and resisting the guard. Struth, but I socked at them hard. So it's pack drill for me and a fortnight CB. For, drunk and resisting the guard. I started canteen porter, I finished canteen beer. But a dose gin that a mate slipped in, it was that brought me here. 'Twas that and an extra double guard that rubbed my nose in the dirt. But I fell away with the corporal's stock. And the best of the corporal's shirt. I left my cap in a public house, my boots in the public road. And Lord knows where, and I don't care, my belt and my tunic goed. They'll stop my pay, they'll cut away the stripes I used to wear. But I left my mark on the corporal's face, and I think he'll keep it there. My wife she cries on the barrack gate, my kid in the barrack yard. It ain't that I mind the orderly room, it's that cuts so hard. I'll take my oath before them both that I will sure abstain. But as soon as I'm in with a mate and gin, I know I'll do it again. With a second-hand overcoat under my head. And a beautiful view of the yard. Yes, it's pack drill for me and a fortnight CB. For, drunk and resisting the guard. Mad drunk and resisting the guard. Struth, but I socked at them hard. So it's pack drill for me and a fortnight CB. For, drunk and resisting the guard. Gunga Din. You may talk gin and beer. When you're quartered safe out, air. And you're sent to penny fights and aldershotted. But when it comes to slaughter. You will do your work on water. And you'll lick the bloomin' boots of I'm that's got it. Now in India's sunny clime. Where I used to spend my time. A servant of Her Majesty the Queen. Of all them black-faced crew. The finest man I knew. Was our regimental bistie, Gunga Din. He was Din. 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 You limpin, lump brick dust, Gunga Din. Hi. Slippery hitherao. Water, get it. Painy Lao. You squidgy-nosed old idol, Gunga Din. The uniform he wore. Was nothin' much before. And rather less than arf that BND. For a piece twisty rag. And a goatskin water bag. Was all the field equipment could find. When the sweatin' troop train lay. In a siddin' through the day. Where the eat would make your bloomin' eyebrows crawl. We shouted Harry by. Till our throats were bricky dry. Then we whopped 'cause couldn't serve us all. It was Din. 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 You eat hen, where the mischief have you been? You put some joldy in it. Or I'll marrow you this minute. If you don't fill up my helmet, Gunga Din. Would and carry one. Till the longest day was done. And didn't seem to know the use fear. If we charged or broke or cut. You could bet your bloomin' nut. Ed be waitin' 50 paces right flank rear. With is musik on, is back. Would skip with our attack. And watch us till the bugles made retire. And for all is dirty-eyed. E was white, clear white, inside. When E went to tend the wounded under fire. It was, din. 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 With the bullets kickin' dust spots on the green. When the cartridges ran out. You could hear the front files shout. Hi. Ammunition mules and Gunga Din. I shan't forget the night. When I dropped BND the fight. With a bullet where my belt plate should have been. I was chokin' mad with thirst. And the man that spied me first. Was our good old grinnin', gruntin' Gunga Din. He lifted up my EAD. And he plugged me where I bled. And he guv me arf a pint o' water green. It was crawlin' and it stunk. But of all the drinks I've drunk, I'm gratefulest to one from Gunga Din. It was, din. 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 Ere's a beggar with a bullet through his spleen. He's chawin' up the ground. And he's kickin' all around. For God's sake get the water, Gunga Din. He carried me away. To where a dully lay. And, a bullet comin' drilled the beggar clean. He put me safe inside. And, just before he died. I hope you liked your drink, says Gunga Din. So I'll meet him later on. At the place where he is gone. Where it's always double drill and no canteen. He'll be squattin' on the coals. Givin' drink to poor damned souls. And I'll get a swig in hell from Gunga Din. Yes, Din. 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 You Lazarussian leather Gunga Din. Though I've belted you and flayed you. By the livin' God that made you. You're a better man than I am, Gunga Din. Oonts. Northern India Transport Train. What makes the soldiers hurt to pank, what makes him to perspire? It isn't standin' up to charge nor lyin' down to fire. But it's everlastin' waitin' on a everlastin' road. For the commissariat camelin' is commissariat load. Oh the Oont, oh the Oont, oh the commissariat Oont. With his silly neck a bobbin' like a basket full o' snakes. We packs him like an idol, and you ought to hear him grunt. And when we gets I'm loaded up his blessed girth rope breaks. What makes the rear guard swear so hard when night is drawin' in? And every native follower is shiverin' for his skin. It ain't the chance o' being rushed by Pathans from the hills. It's the commissariat camel puttin' on his bloomin' frills. Oh the Oont, oh the Oont, oh the hairy scary Oont. A trippin' over tent ropes when we've got the night alarm. We socks him with a stretcher pole and eads him off in front. And when we've saved his bloomin' life he chaws our bloomin' arm. The horse he knows above a bit, the bullock's but a fool. The elephant's a gentleman, the battery mule's a mule. But the commissariat Camuel, when all is said and done. He's a devil and a ostrich and orphan child in one. Oh the Oont, oh the Oont, oh the godforsaken Oont. The lumpy bird a singin' where he lies. He's blocked the whole division from the rear guard to the front. And, when we get him up again, the beggar goes and dies. He'll gall and chafin' layman fight, he smells most awful vile. He'll lose hisself forever if you let him stray a mile. He's game to graze the whole day long and howl the whole night through. And when he comes to greasy ground he splits hisself in two. Oh the Oont, oh the Oont, oh the flop pin, droppin' Oont. When his long legs give from under and his meltin' eye is dim. The tribes is up behind us, and the tribes is out in front. It ain't no jam for Tommy, but it's kites and crows for him. So when the cruel march is done, and when the roads is blind. And when we sees the camp in front and hears the shots behind. Ho! Then we strips his saddle off, and all his woes is past. He thinks on us that used him so, and gets revenge at last. Oh the Oont, oh the Oont, oh the floatin', bloatin' Oont. The late lamented camel in the water-cut lies. We keeps a mile behind him and we keeps a mile in front. But gets into the drinking casks, and then course we dies. Loot. If you've ever stole a pheasant egg behind the keeper's back. If you've ever snigged the washin from the line. If you've ever crammed a gander in your bloomin' haversack. You will understand this little song, oh, mine. But the service rules are barred, and from such we are debarred. For the same with English morals does not suit. Cornet, toot. Toot. Wy, they call a man a robber if stuffs is Marchin, clobber. With the chorus, Lou. Lou. Lulu. Lulu. Lou. Lou. Loot. 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 Ow the loot. Bloomin' loot. That's the thing to make the boys get up and shoot. It's the same with dogs and men. If you'd make M come again. Clap M forward with a loo. Loo. Lulu. Loot. FF, whoopee. Tear im, puppy. Loo. Loo. Lulu. Loot. 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 If you've knocked a nigger edgeways when he's thrustin' for your life. You must leave, I'm very careful where he fell. And may thank your stars and gators if you didn't feel his knife. That you ain't told off to bury him as well. Then the sweatin' Tommies wonder as they spade the beggars under. Why lootin' should be entered as a crime. So if my song you'll hear, I will learn you plain and clear. Ow to pay yourself for fightin' overtime. Chorus, with the loot. Now remember when you're acting round a gilded Burma god. That is eyes is very often precious stones. And if you treat a nigger to a dose cleanin' rod. He's like to show you everything he owns. When he won't produce no more, pour some water on the floor. Where you hear it answer allo to the boot. Cornet, toot. Toot. When the ground begins to sink, shove your baynick down the chink. And you're sure to touch the chorus, loo. Loo. Lulu. Loot. 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 Ow the loot. When from booze to booze you're hunting, you must always work in pairs. It alves the gain, but safer you will find. For a single man gets bottled on them twisty-wisty stairs. And a woman comes and clobs him from B&D. When you've turned him inside out, and it seems beyond a doubt. As if there weren't enough to dust a flute. Cornet, toot. Toot. Before you sling your okay, at the outposts take a look. For it's underneath the tiles they hide the loot. Chorus, ow the loot. You can mostly square a sergeant and a quartermaster too. If you only take the proper way to go. I could never keep my pickins, but I've learned you all I knew. And don't you never say I told you so. And now I'll bid goodbye, for I'm gettin' rather dry. And I see another tunnin' up to toot. Cornet, toot. Toot. So bears good luck to those that wears the widow's cloes. And the devil send em all they want loot. Chorus, yes, the loot. Bloomin' loot. In the tunic and the mess tin and the boot. It's the same with dogs and men. If you'd make M come again. FFF, whoop M forward with a loo. Loo. Lulu. Loot. 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 Here. Sick I'm, puppy. Loo. Loo. Lulu. Loot. 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 Snarleyow. This appeared in a battle to a battery of the corps. Which is first among the women and amazin' first in war. And what the bloomin' battle was I don't remember now. But two's off lead answered to the name Snarleyow. Down in the infantry, nobody cares. Down in the cavalry, Colonel swears. But down in the lead with the wheel at the flog. Turns the bold bombardier to a little whipped dog. They was movin' into action, they was needed very sore. To learn a little shulin to a native army corps. They 'ad nipped against an uphill, they was tuckin' down the brow. When a tricky, trundlin' round shot give the knock to Snarleyow. They cut 'im loose and left 'im, was almost tore in two. But he tried to follow after as a well-trained horse should do. Went and fouled the limber, and the driver's brother squeals. Pull up for Snarleyow, his head's between, his heels. The driver umped his shoulder, for the wheels was goin' round. And there ain't no stop, conductor. When a battery's changin' ground. Says I broke the beggar in, and very sad I feels. But I couldn't pull up, not for you, your EAD between your eels. EAD and hardly spoke the word, before a droppin' shell. A little right the battery and between the sections fell. And when the smoke 'ad cleared away, before the limber wheels. There lay the driver's brother with his EAD between his heels. Then says the driver's brother, and his words was very plain. For God's own sake get over me, and put me out o' pain. They saw, his wounds was mortal, and they judged that it was best. So they took and drove the limber straight across his back and chest. The driver give nothin' 'cept a little cuffin' grunt. But swung his oars's ansem when it came to action front. And if one wheel was juicy, you may lay your Monday head. 'Twas juicier for the niggers when the case begun to spread. The moral of this story, it is plainly to be seen. You aviant got no families when servin' of the Queen. You aviant got no brothers, fathers, sisters, wives, or sons. If you want to win your battles taken, work your bloomin' guns. Down in the infantry, nobody cares. Down in the cavalry, Colonel swears. But down in the lead with the wheel at the flog. Turns the bold bombardier to a little whipped dog. The Widow at Windsor. Ave you heard o' the widow at Windsor. With a hairy gold crown on her EAD. She as ships on the foam, she as millions at Ome. And she pays us poor beggars in red. Ow, poor beggars in red. There's nick on the cavalry orzas. There's mark on the medical stores. And troopers you'll find with a fair wind BND. That takes us to various wars. Poor beggars. Barbarous wars. Then heirs to the widow at Windsor. And heirs to the stores and the guns. The men and the orzas what makes up the forces. Oh, Mrs. Victoria's sons. Poor beggars. Victoria's sons. Walk wide o' the widow at Windsor. For Alf creation she owns. We ave bought the same with the sword and the flame. And we've salted it down with our bones. Poor beggars. It's blue with our bones. Hands off the sons the widow. Hands off the goods in shop. For the kings must come down and the emperors frown. When the widow at Windsor says, stop. Poor beggars. We're sent to say, stop. Then, heirs to the lodge the widow. From the pole to the tropics it runs. To the lodge that we tile with the rank and the file. And open in form with the guns. Poor beggars. It's always they guns. We ave heard the widow at Windsor. It's safest to let alone. For centuries we stand by the sea and the land. Wherever the bugles are blown. Poor beggars. And don't we get blown. Take old the wings the mornin'. And flop round the earth till you're dead. But you won't get away from the tune that they play. To the bloomin' old rag over EAD. Poor beggars. It's OT over EAD. Then, heirs to the sons the widow. Wherever, over they roam. Heirs all they desire, and if they require. A speedy return to their Ome. Poor beggars. They'll never see Ome. Belts. There was a row in Silver Street that's near to Dublin Quay. Between an Irish regiment and English cavalry. It started at reveille and it lasted on till dark. The first man dropped at Harrison's, the last forninst the park. For it was, belts, 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 and that's one for you. And it was, belts, 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 and that's done for you. Oh buckle and tongue. Was the song that we sung. From Harrison's down to the park. There was a row in Silver Street, the regiments was out. They called us Delhi rebels, and we answered, threes about. That drew them like a hornet's nest, we met them good and large. The English at the double and the Irish at the charge. Then it was, belts. There was a row in Silver Street, and I was in it too. We passed the time o' day, and then the belts went wiraro. I misremember what occurred, but subsequent the storm. A Freeman's Journal supplement was all my uniform. Oh it was, belts. There was a row in Silver Street, they sent the police there. The English were too drunk to know, the Irish didn't care. But when they grew impertinent we simultaneous rose. Till half o' them was Liffey mud and half was tathered cloes. For it was, belts. There was a row in Silver Street, it might ha' raged till now. But some one drew his sidearm clear, and nobody knew how. 'Twas Hogan took the point and dropped. We saw the red blood run. And so we all was murderers that started out in fun. While it was, belts. There was a row in Silver Street, but that put down the shine. With each man whisperin' to his next, 'twas never work o' mine. We went away like beaten dogs, and down the street we bore him. The poor dumb corpse that couldn't tell the boys were sorry for him. When it was, belts. There was a row in Silver Street, it isn't over yet. For half of us are under guard with punishments to get. 'Tis all a miracle to me as in a clink I lie. There was a row in Silver Street, begod, I wonder why. But it was, belts, 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 and that's one for you. And it was, belts, 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 and that's done for you. Oh buckle and tongue. Was the song that we sung. From Harrison's down to the park. The young British soldier. When the barf-made recruitie goes out to the east. He acts like a babe and he drinks like a beast. And he wonders because he is frequent deceased. Ere he's fit for to serve as a soldier. Serve, serve, serve as a soldier. Serve, serve, serve as a soldier. Serve, serve, serve as a soldier. Soldier of the Queen. Now all you recruities what's drafted today. You shut up your ragbox and ark to my lay. And I'll sing you a soldier as far as I may. A soldier what's fit for a soldier. Fit, fit, fit for a soldier. First mind you steer clear o' the grog sellers' huts. For they sell you fixed bayonets that rots out your guts. Aye, drink that, you'd eat the live steel from your butts. And it's bad for the young British soldier. Bad, bad, bad for the soldier. When the cholera comes, as it will past a doubt. Keep out of the wet and don't go on the shout. For the sickness gets in as the liquor dies out. And it crumples the young British soldier. Crumb dash, crumples the soldier. But the worst o' your foes is the sun over ead. You must wear your helmet for all that is said. If he finds you uncovered he'll knock you down dead. And you'll die like a fool of a soldier. Fool, fool, fool of a soldier. If you're cast for fatigue by a sergeant unkind. Don't grouse like a woman nor crack on nor blind. Be handy in civil, and then you will find that it's beer for the young British soldier. Beer, beer, beer for the soldier. Now, if you must marry, take care she is old. A troop sergeant's widow's the nicest I'm told. For beauty won't help if your rations is cold. Nor love ain't enough for a soldier. Nuff for a soldier. If the wife should go wrong with a comrade, be loath to shoot when you catch 'em, you'll swing, on my oath. Make 'im take her and keep her, that's hell for them both. And you're shut, oh, the curse of a soldier. Curse of a soldier. When first under fire and you're wishful to duck. Don't look nor take EED at the man that is struck. Be thankful you're livin', and trust to your luck. And march to your front like a soldier. Front like a soldier. When barf of your bullets fly wide in the ditch. Don't call your martini a cross-eyed old bitch. She's human as you are, you treat her as sich. And she'll fight for the young British soldier. Fight for the soldier. When shaken, their bustles like ladies so fine. The guns, oh, the enemy wheel into line. Shoot low at the limbers and don't mind the shine. For noise never startles the soldier. Start dash, startles the soldier. If your officer's dead and the sergeants look white. Remember it's ruin to run from a fight. So take open order, lie down, and sit tight. And wait for supports like a soldier. Wait like a soldier. When you're wounded and left on Afghanistan's plains. And the women come out to cut up what remains. Just roll to your rifle and blow out your brains. And go to your God like a soldier. Go like a soldier. Go like a soldier. Go like a soldier. Soldier of the Queen. Mandalay. By the old Moulmein Pagoda, looking eastward to the sea. There's a Burma girl a-settin', and I know she thinks oh, me. For the wind is in the palm trees, and the temple bells they say. Come you back, you British soldier. Come you back to Mandalay. Come you back to Mandalay. Where the old flotilla lay. Can't you hear their paddles chunkin' from Rangoon to Mandalay? On the road to Mandalay. Where the flyin' fishes play. And the dawn comes up like thunder outer China, crossed the bay. Petticoat was yaller and little cap was green. And name was Supiolat, just the same as Thebaw's queen. And I seed her first smokin' of a whackin' white cheroot. And wastin' Christian kisses on an eat hen idol's foot. Bloomin' idol made o' mud. What they called the great god Bud. Plucky lot she cared for idols when I kissed her where she stood. On the road to Mandalay. When the mist was on the rice fields and the sun was droppin' slow. She'd get little banjo and she'd sing Kulololo. With arm upon my shoulder and cheek agin my cheek. We used to watch the steamers and the hathies pillin' teak. Elephants pillin' teak. In the sludgy, scudgy creek. Where the silence that EVU was arf afraid to speak. On the road to Mandalay. But that's all shove behind me, long ago and fur away. And there ain't no buses runnin' from the bank to Mandalay. And I'm learnin' in London what the 10-year soldier tells. If you've heard the East Callan, you won't never EED not else. No. You won't EED nothin' else. But them spicy garlic smells. And the sunshine and the palm trees and the tinkly temple bells. On the road to Mandalay. I am sick wastin' leather on these gritty pavin' stones. And the blasted Hengelish drizzle wakes the fever in my bones. Though I walks with 50 housemaids outer Chelsea to the Strand. And they talks a lot lovin', but what do they understand? Beefy face and grubby law. What do they understand? I've a neater, sweeter maiden in a cleaner, greener land. On the road to Mandalay. Ship me somewheres east of Suez, where the best is like the worst. Where there aren't no 10 commandments and the man can raise a thirst. For the temple bells are callan, and it's there that I would be. By the old Moulmein pagoda, looking lazy at the sea. On the road to Mandalay. Where the old flotilla lay. With our sick beneath the awnings when we went to Mandalay. On the road to Mandalay. Where the flying fishes play. And the dawn comes up like thunder outer China, crossed the bay. Troopin. Our army in the east. Troopin, Troopin, Troopin to the sea. Ere September come again, the 6-year men are free. Oh, leave the dead behind us, for they cannot come away. To where the ship's a colon up that takes us home today. We're going home, we're going home. Our ship is at the shore. And you must pack your haversack. For we won't come back no more. Ho, don't you grieve for me. My lovely Mary Ann. For I'll marry you yet on a Fort New York bit. As a time expired man. The Malabar's in arbor with the Jumner at portrayal. And the time expired's waitin' of is orders for to sail. Ho! The weary waitin' when on Khyber ills we lay. But the time expired's waitin' of is orders home today. They'll turn us out at Portsmouth Wharf in cold and wet and rain. All wearin' Indian cotton kit, but we will not complain. They'll kill us of pneumonia, for that's their little way. But damn the chills and fever, men, we're goin' home today. Troopin', Troopin', winter's round again. See the new drafts pourin' in for the old campaign. Ho, you poor recruities, but you've got to earn your pay. What's the last from London, lads? We're goin' there today. Troopin', Troopin', give another cheer. Heirs to English women and a quart of English beer. The colonel and the regiment and all who've got to stay. God's mercy strike 'em gentle, whoop. We're goin' home today. We're goin' home, we're goin' home. Our ship is at the shore. And you must pack your haversack. For we won't come back no more. Ho, don't you grieve for me. My lovely Mary Ann. For I'll marry you yet on a Fort New York bit. As a time expired man. The widow's party. Where have you been this while away? Johnny, Johnny. Long with the rest on a picnic lay. Johnny, my Johnny, aha. They called us out of the barrack yard. To God knows where from Gosport hard. And you can't refuse when you get the card. And the widow gives the party. Bugle, ta, rara, rara. What did you get to eat and drink? Johnny, Johnny. Standing water as thick as ink. Johnny, my Johnny, aha. A bit o' beef that were 3 year stored. A bit o' mutton as tough as a board. And a fowl we killed with a sergeant's sword. When the widow give the party. What did you do for knives and forks? Johnny, Johnny. We carries 'em with us wherever we walks. Johnny, my Johnny, aha. And some was sliced and some was halved. And some was crimped and some was carved. And some was gutted and some was starved. When the widow give the party. What ha you done with half your mess? Johnny, Johnny. They couldn't do more and they wouldn't do less. Johnny, my Johnny, aha. They ate their whack and they drank their fill. And I think the rations has made them ill. For half my comp New York's lying still. Where the widow give the party. How did you get away, away? Johnny, Johnny. On the broad my back at the end the day. Johnny, my Johnny, aha. I come et away like a bleedin' toff. For I got 4 niggers to carry me off. As I lay in the bite of a canvas trough. When the widow give the party. What was the end of all the show? Johnny, Johnny. Ask my colonel, for I don't know. Johnny, my Johnny, aha. We broke a king and we built a road. A courthouse stands where the regiment goed. And the river's clean where the raw blood flowed. When the widow give the party. Bugle, ta, rara, rara. Ford Kabul River. Kabul towns by Kabul river. Blow the bugle, draw the sword. There I left my mate forever. Wet and drip pin by the ford. Ford, ford, ford o, Kabul river. Ford o, Kabul river in the dark. There's the river up and brim in, and there's Arfa squadron swimmin'. Cross the ford o, Kabul river in the dark. Kabul town's a blasted place. Blow the bugle, draw the sword. Struth I shan't forget his face. Wet and drip pin by the ford. Ford, ford, ford o, Kabul river. Ford o, Kabul river in the dark. Keep the crossing stakes beside you, and they will surely guide you. Cross the ford o, Kabul river in the dark. Kabul town is sun and dust. Blow the bugle, draw the sword. I'd ha sooner drown dead fust. Stead of im beside the ford. Ford, ford, ford o, Kabul river. Ford o, Kabul river in the dark. You can hear the oars's threshin', you can hear the men a splashin'. Cross the ford o, Kabul river in the dark. Kabul town was ours to take. Blow the bugle, draw the sword. I'd ha left it for his sake. Im that left me by the ford. Ford, ford, ford o, Kabul river. Ford o, Kabul river in the dark. It's none so bloomin' dry there. Ain't you never comin' nigh there? Cross the ford o, Kabul river in the dark. Kabul town will go to hell. Blow the bugle, draw the sword. For I see him livin' well. Im the best beside the ford. Ford, ford, ford o, Kabul river. Ford o, Kabul river in the dark. God help 'em if they blunder, for their boots'll pull 'em under. By the ford o, Kabul river in the dark. Turn your oars from Kabul town. Blow the bugle, draw the sword. Im and barf my troop is down. Down and drown dead by the ford. Ford, ford, ford o, Kabul river. Ford o, Kabul river in the dark. There's the river low and fallin', but it ain't no use o, Callan. Cross the ford o, Kabul river in the dark. Gentlemen rankers. To the legion of the lost ones, to the cohort of the damned. To my brethren in their sorrow overseas. Sings a gentleman of England cleanly bred, machinely crammed. And a trooper of the Empress, if you please. Yeah, a trooper of the forces who has run his own 6 horses. And faith he went the pace and went it blind. And the world was more than kin while he held the ready tin. But today the sergeant's something less than kind. We're poor little lambs who've lost our way. Bah! 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 We're little black sheep who've gone astray. Bah, a. Gentlemen rankers out on the spree. Damned from here to eternity. God have mercy on such as we. Bah! Yah! Bah! Oh, it's sweet to sweat through stables, sweet to empty kitchen slops. And it's sweet to hear the tales the troopers tell. To dance with blousy housemaids at the regimental hops. And thrash the cad who says you waltz too well. Yes, it makes you cock-a-hoop to be rider to your troop. And branded with a blasted worsted spur. When you envy, oh how keenly, one poor Tommy being cleanly. Who blacks your boots and sometimes calls you, sir. If the home we never write to, and the oaths we never keep. And all we know most distant and most dear. Across the snoring Barrack-Room return to break our sleep. Can you blame us if we soak ourselves in beer? When the drunken comrade mutters and the great guard lantern gutters. And the horror of our fall is written plain. Every secret, self-revealing on the aching whitewashed ceiling. Do you wonder that we drug ourselves from pain? We have done with hope and honor, we are lost to love and truth. We are dropping down the ladder rung by rung. And the measure of our torment is the measure of our youth. God help us, for we knew the worst too young. Our shame is clean repentance for the crime that brought the sentence. Our pride it is to know no spur of pride. And the curse of Reuben holds us till an alien turf enfolds us. And we die, and none can tell them where we died. We're poor little lambs who've lost our way. Bah! 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 We're little black sheep who've gone astray. Bah, Gentlemen rankers out on the spree. Damned from here to eternity. God have mercy on such as we. Bah! Yah! Bah! Route Marchin. We're marchin' on relief over India's sunny plains. A little front Christmas time and just BND the rains. Ho! Get away you bullock man, you've heard the bugle blowed. There's a regiment comin' down the Grand Trunk Road. With its best foot first. And the road sliding past. And every bloomin' camping ground exactly like the last. While the big drum says. With is rowdy dowdy dow. Kiko kissy worsty don't you Hampshire argy jow. Oh, there's them Indian temples to admire when you see. There's the peacock round the corner and the monkey up the tree. And there's that rummy silver grass wavin' in the wind. And the old Grand Trunk trailin' like a rifle sling B&D. While its best foot first. At 5:30's reveille, and our tents they down must come. Like a lot of button mushrooms when you pick 'em up at home. But it's over in a minute, and at 6 the column starts. While the women and the kiddies sit and shiver in the carts. And it's best foot first. Oh, then it's open order, and we lights our pipes and sings. And we talks about our rations and a lot of other things. And we think so, friends in England, and we wonders what they're at. And how they would admire for to hear us sling the bat. And it's best foot first. It's none so bad Sunday, when you're lyin' at your ease. To watch the kites wheelin' round them feathered trees. For although there ain't no women, yet there ain't no barrack yards. So the orficers goes shootin' and the men they plays at cards. Till it's best foot first. So, arkin you rookies, which is always grumblin', sore. There's worser things than marchin' from Umballa to Cawnpore. And if your heels are blistered and they feels to hurt like hell. You drop some tallow in your socks and that will make 'em well. For it's best foot first. We're marchin' on relief over India's coral strand. 800 fightin' Englishmen, the colonel, and the band. Ho! Get away you bullock man, you've heard the bugle blowed. There's a regiment comin' down the Grand Trunk Road. With its best foot first. And the road sliding past. And every bloomin' camping ground exactly like the last. While the big drum says. With is rowdy dowdy dow. Kiko kissy worsty don't you Hampshire argy jow. Shillin' a day. My name is O'Kelly, I've heard the reveille. From Bear to Bareilly, from Leeds to Lahore. Hong Kong and Peshawar. Lucknow and Etawah. And 55 more all endin' in poor. Black Death and his quickness, the depth and the thickness. Of sorrow and sickness I've known on my way. But I'm old and I'm nervous. I'm cast from the service. And all I deserve is a shillin' a day. Chorus, shillin' a day. Bloomin' good pay. Lucky to touch it, a shillin' a day. Oh, it drives me half crazy to think of the days I went slap for the ghazi, my sword at my side. When we rode hell for leather. Both squadrons together. That didn't care whether we lived or we died. But it's no use despairin', my wife must go chairin'. And me commissarin' the pay bills to better. So if me you be old. In the wet and the cold. By the Grand Metropole, won't you give me a letter? Full chorus, give him a letter. Can't do no better. Late Troop Sergeant Major and runs with a letter. Think what he's been, think what he's seen, think of his pension and God save the Queen. Second Series, 1896. Bobs. There's a little red-faced man. Which is Bobs. Rides the tallest horse he can. Our Bobs. If it bucks or kicks or rears, he can sit for 20 years. With a smile round both his ears. Can't yer, Bobs? Then heirs to Bobs Bahadur. Little Bobs, Bobs, Bobs. Ease or pucka Kandahar. Fightin' Bobs, Bobs, Bobs. Ease the Duke of Aggie Chell. Ease the man that done us well. And we'll follow him to L. Won't we, Bobs? If a limber's slipped a trace. Okay on Bobs. If a marker's lost his place. Dress by Bobs. For ease eyes all up his coat. And a bugle in his throat. And you will not play the goat. Under Bobs. Ease a little down on drink. Chaplain Bobs. But it keeps us outer clink. Don't it, Bobs? So we will not complain. Though ease water on the brain. If E leads us straight again. Blue light Bobs. If you stood him on his head. Father Bobs. You could spill a quart o' lead. Outer Bobs. E's been at it 30 years. And amassin' souvenirs. In the way o' slugs and spears. Ain't yer, Bobs? What E does not know o' war. General Bobs. You can arst the shop next door. Can't they, Bobs? Oh, E's little, but he's wise. E's a terror for his size. And E does not advertise. Do yer, Bobs? Now they've made a bloomin' lord. Outer Bobs. Which was but his fair reward. Weren't it, Bobs? So he'll wear a coronet. Where his helmet used to set. But we know you won't forget. Will yer, Bobs? Then heirs to Bobs Bahadur. Little Bobs, Bobs, Bobs. Pocket Wellington and Arter. Fightin' Bobs, Bobs, Bobs. This ain't no bloomin' ode. But you've helped the soldiers load. And for benefits bestowed. Bless yer, Bobs. Back to the army again. I'm air in a ticky ulster and a broken billycock at. Alayin' on to the sergeant, I don't know a gun from a bat. My shirt's doin' duty for jacket, my socks stickin' out o' my boots. And I'm learnin' the damned old goose step along o' the new recruits. Back to the army again, sergeant. Back to the army again. Don't look so hard, for I aven't no card. I'm back to the army again. I done my 6 years' service, Air Majesty says, good day. You'll please to come when you're rung for, and here's your old back pay. And 4 pence a day for bocce, and bloomin' genrouse, too. And now you can make your fortune, the same as your officers do. Back to the army again, sergeant. Back to the army again. How did I learn to do right about turn? I'm back to the army again. A man o' 24 that ascent learned of a trade. Beside, reserve agin him, ed better be never made. I tried my luck for a quarter, and that was enough for me. And I thought of Her Majesty's barracks, and I thought I'd go and see. Back to the army again, sergeant. Back to the army again. 'Tisn't my fault if I dress when I alt. I'm back to the army again. The sergeant asked no questions, but he winked the other eye. He says to me, shun, and I shunted, the same as in days gone by. For he saw the set o' my shoulders, and I couldn't help holdin' straight. When me and the other rookies come under the barrack gate. Back to the army again, sergeant. Back to the army again. Ooh, would ha thought I could carry in port. I'm back to the army again. I took my bath, and I wallered, for, God, I needed it so. I smelt the smell o' the barracks, I heard the bugles go. I heard the feet on the gravel, the feet o' the men what drill. And I says to my flutterin' strings, I says to peace, be still. Back to the army again, Sergeant. Back to the army again. Who said I knew when the Jumner was due? I'm back to the army again. I carried my slops to the tailor, I says to him, none o' your lip. You tight over the shoulders, and loose over the IP. For the set o' the tunic's orrid. And he says to me, strike me dead. But I thought you was used to the business, and so he done what I said. Back to the army again, Sergeant. Back to the army again. Rather too free with my fancies. What, me? I'm back to the army again. Next week I'll fitted, I'll buy me a swagger cane. They'll let me free the barracks to walk on the hoe again. In the name William Parsons, that used to be Edward Clay. And any poor beggar that wants it can draw my 4 pence a day. Back to the army again, Sergeant. Back to the army again. Out the cold and the rain, Sergeant. Out the cold and the rain. Who's there? A man that's too good to be lost you. A man that is let and made. A man that will pay what he cost you. In learnin' the others their trade, parade. You're droppin' the pick the army. Because you don't help remain. But drives to cheat to get out the street. And back to the army again. Birds of prey, march. March. The mud is cakin' good about our trousies. Front. Eyes front, and watch the color casins drip. Front. The faces of the women in the huzzas. Ain't the kind things to take aboard the ship. Cheer. And we'll never march to victory. Cheer. And we'll never live to hear the cannon roar. The large birds, pray. They will carry us away. And you'll never see your soldiers any more. Wheel. Keep your touch, we're goin' round a corner. Time. Mark time, and let the men bandy us close. Lord. The transport's full, and Alf our lot not on her. Cheer, cheer. We're going off where no one knows. March. The devil's none so black as is painted. Cheer. We'll have some fun before we're put away. Alt, and out, a woman's gone and fainted. Cheer. Get on, God help the married men today. Hoy. Come up, you ungry beggars, to your sorrow. Hear them say they want their tea, and want it quick. You won't have no mind for slingers, not tomorrow. No, you'll put the tween-deck stove out, bein' sick. Alt. The married kit has all to go before us. Course it's blocked the bloomin' gangway up again. Cheer, cheer the 'orse guards watchin' tender o'er us. Keepin' us since 8 this mornin', in the rain. Stuck in Evie marchin' order, sopped and ringin'. Sick, before our time to watch, even fall. Here's your appy at last, and stop your singin'. Alt. Fall in along the troop deck. Silence all. Cheer. For we'll never live to see no bloomin' victory. Cheer. And we'll never live to hear the cannon roar. One cheer more. The jackal and the kite. Ave and healthy appetite. And you'll never see your soldiers any more. IP. Aurora. The eagle and the crow. They are waitin' ever so. And you'll never see your soldiers any more. IP. Aurora. Yes, the large birds, pray. They will carry us away. And you'll never see your soldiers any more. Soldier and Salor Too. As I was spittin' into the ditch aboard the crocodile. I seed a man on a man-o' war got up in the reg'lar style. He was scrappin' the paint from off of her plates. And I says to him, who are you? Says he, I'm a jolly, Majesty's jolly, soldier and sailor too. Now is work begins by God knows when, and is work is never through. E isn't one o the regular line, nor E isn't one of the crew. E's a kind of a giddy hermaphrodite, soldier and sailor too. And after I met him all over the world, a doin' all kinds of things. Like landin' itself with a Gatlin gun to talk to them eat hen kings. E sleeps in an hammock instead of a cot. And E drills with the deck on a slough. And E sweats like a jolly, Her Majesty's jolly, soldier and sailor too. For there isn't a job on the top o' the earth the beggar don't know, nor do. You can leave him at night on a bald man's EAD, to paddle his own canoe. He's a sort of a bloomin' cosmopolis, soldier and sailor too. We've fought M in trooper, we've fought M in dock. And drunk with M in betweens. When they called us the seasick scullery maids. And we called M the ass marines. But, when we was down for a double fatigue, from Woolwich to Bernardmio, we sent for the jollies, Her Majesty's jollies, soldier and sailor too. They think for themselves, and they steal for themselves. And they never ask what's to do. But they're camped and fed and they're up and fed before our bugles blew. Ho! They ain't no limpin procrastitutes, soldier and sailor too. You may say we are fond of an arness cut, or ootin' in barrack yards. Or startin' a board school mutiny along the onion guards. But once in a while we can finish in style for the ends of the earth to view. The same as the jollies, Her Majesty's jollies, soldier and sailor too. They come of our lot, they was brothers to us. They was beggars we'd met and knew. Yes, bearin' an inch in the chest and the arm, they was doubles me and you. For they weren't no special chrysanthemums, soldier and sailor too. To take your chance in the thick of a rush, with firing all about. Is nothing so bad when you've cover to and leave and be keen to shout. But to stand and be still to the Birkin EAD drill is a damn tough bullet to chew. And they done it, the jollies, Her Majesty's jollies. Soldier and sailor too. Their work was done when it hadn't begun, they was younger nor me and you. Their choice it was plain between drownin' in deeps and bein' mocked by the screw. So they stood and was still to the Birkin EAD drill, soldier and sailor too. We're most of us liars, we're arf of us thieves. And the rest are as rank as can be. But once in a while we can finish in style. Which I hope it won't happen to me. But it makes you think better you and your friends. And the work you may have to do. When you think the sinkin' Victorious jollies, soldier and sailor too. Now there isn't no room for to say ye don't know. They have proved it plain and true. That whether it's widow, or whether it's ship, Victorious work is to do. And they done it, the jollies, Her Majesty's jollies. Soldier and sailor too. Sappers. When the waters were dried and the earth did appear. It's all one, says the sapper. The Lord he created the engineer. Her Majesty's royal engineer. With the rank and pay of a sapper. When the flood come along for an extra monsoon. 'Twas Noah constructed the first pontoon. To the plans of Her Majesty's, etc. But after fatigue in the wet and the sun. Old Noah got drunk, which he wouldn't done. If he'd trained with, etc. When the Tower Babel had mixed up men's bat. Some clever civilian was managing that. And none of, etc. When the Jews had a fight at the foot of a hill. Young Joshua ordered the sun to stand still. For he was a captain of engineers, etc. When the children of Israel made bricks without straw. They were learnin' the regular work of our corps. The work of, etc. For ever since then, if a war they would wage. Behold us shinin' on history's page. First page 4, etc. We lay down their sidings and help 'em in train. And we sweep up their mess through the bloomin' campaign. In the style of, etc. They send us in front with a fuse and a mine. To blow up the gates that are rushed by the line. But bent by, etc. They send us behind with a pick and a spade. To dig for the guns of a bullet brigade. Which has asked for, etc. We work under escort in trousers and shirt. And the heathen they plug us tail up in the dirt. Annoying, etc. We blast out the rock and we shovel the mud. We make good roads and they roll down the cud. Reporting, etc. We make their bridges, their wells, and their huts. And the telegraph wire the enemy cuts. And it's blamed on, etc. And when we return, and from war we would cease. They grudge us adornin' the billets of peace. Which are kept for, etc. We build nice barracks, they swear they are bad. That our colonels are Methodist, married or mad. Insultin', etc. They haven't no manners nor gratitude too. For the more that we help the less will they do. But mock at, etc. Now the line's but a man with a gun in his hand. And cavalry's only what horses can stand. When helped by, etc. Artillery moves by the leave o' the ground. But we are the men that do something all round. For we are, etc. I have stated it plain, and my argument's thus. It's all one, says the sapper. There's only one corps which is perfect, that's us. And they call us Her Majesty's Engineers. Her Majesty's Royal Engineers. With the rank and pay of a sapper. That day. It got beyond all orders and it got beyond all hope. It got to Shammin, wounded and retirin' from the halt. Old companies was lookin' for the nearest road to slope. It were just a bloomin' knockout, and our fault. Now there ain't no chorus air to give. Nor there ain't no band to play. And I wish I was dead, for I done what I did. Or seen what I seed that day. We was sick o' bein' punished, and we let know it too. And a company commander up and hit us with a sword. And someone shouted okay it, and it come to sove ki poo. And we chucked our rifles from us, oh my God. There was 30 dead and wounded on the ground we wouldn't keep. No, there wasn't more than 20 when the front begun to go. But, Christ! Along the line flight they cut us up like sheep. And that was all we gained by doin' so. I heard the knives behind me, but I dursn't face my man. Nor I don't know where I went to, 'cause I didn't alt to see. Till I heard a beggar squealin' out for quarter as he ran. And I thought I knew the voice and it was me. We was hidin' under bedsteads more than half a march away. We was lyin' up like rabbits all about the countryside. And the major cursed his maker 'cause he lived to see that day. And the colonel broke his sword across, and cried. We was rotten, for we started, we was never disciplined. We made it out of favor if an order was obeyed. Yes, every little drummer had his rights and wrongs to mind. So we had to pay for teachin', and we paid. The papers ID it handsome, but you know the army knows. We was put to grummin' camels till the regiments withdrew. And they gave us each a medal for subduing England's foes. And I hope you like my song, because it's true. And there ain't no chorus air to give. Nor there ain't no band to play. But I wish I was dead, for I done what I did. Or seen what I seed that day. The men that fought at Minden. A song of instruction. The men that fought at Minden, they was rookies in their time. So was them that fought at Waterloo. All the old command, yes, from Minden to Maywand. They was once damn sweeps like you. Then do not be discouraged, even is your helper. We'll learn you not to forget. And you mustn't swear and curse, or you'll only catch it worse. For we'll make you soldiers yet. The men that fought at Minden, they 'ad stocks beneath their chins. 6-inch iron more. But fatigue it was their pride, and they would not be denied. To clean the cuckoo's floor. The men that fought at Minden, they had anarchistic bombs. Served to them by name of hand grenades. But they got it in the eye, same as you will by and by. When they clubbed their field parades. The men that fought at Minden, they 'ad buttons up and down. 22 dozen of 'em told. But they didn't grouse and shirk at an hour's extra work. They kept 'em bright as gold. The men that fought at Minden, they was armed with musktons. Also, they was drilled by halberdiers. I don't know what they were, but the sergeants took good care. They washed B&D their ears. The men that fought at Minden, they 'ad ever cash in hand. Which they did not bank nor save. But spent it gay and free on their betters, such as me. For the good advice I gave. The men that fought at Minden, they was civil, yus, they was. Never didn't talk o' rights and wrongs. But they got it with the toe, same as you will get it, so. For interrupting songs. The men that fought at Minden, they was several other things. Which I don't remember clear. But that's the reason why, now the 6-year men are dry. The rooks will stand the beer. Then do not be discouraged, even is your helper. We'll learn you not to forget. And, you mustn't swear and curse, or you'll only catch it worse. For we'll make you soldiers yet. Soldiers yet, if you've got it in you. All for the sake of the corps. Soldiers yet, if we ave to skin you. Run and get the beer, Johnny Raw, Johnny Raw. Ho! Run and get the beer, Johnny Raw. Cholera Camp. We've got the cholera in camp, it's worse than 40 fights. We're dying in the wilderness the same as Israelites. It's before us, and behind us, and we cannot get away. And the doctors just reported we've 10 more today. Oh, strike your camp and go, the bugles calling. The rains are falling. The dead are bushed and stoned to keep 'em safe below. The band's doin' all she knows to cheer us. The chaplain's gone and prayed to God to hear us. To hear us. Oh Lord, for it's a killin' of us so. Since August, when it started, it's been stickin' to our tail. Though they've 'ad us out by marches and they've 'ad us back by rail. But it runs as fast as troop trains, and we cannot get away. And the sick list to the colonel makes 10 more today. There ain't no fun in women nor there ain't no bite to drink. It's much too wet for shootin', we can only march and think. And at evenin', down the nullahs, we can hear the jackals say. Get up, you rotten beggars, you've 10 more today. 'Twould make a monkey cough to see our way o' doin' things. Lieutenants talkin' companies and captains talkin' wings. And lances actin' sergeants, 8 file to obey. For we've lots o' quick promotion on 10 deaths a day. Our colonel's white and twitterly, he gets no sleep nor food. But mucks about in hospital where nothing does no good. He sends us heaps o' comforts, all bought from his pay. But there aren't much comfort, Andy, on 10 deaths a day. Our chaplain's got a banjo, and a skinny mule he rides. And the stuff he says and sings us, Lord, it makes us split our sides. With his black coattails bobbin' to tar boomderai. He's the proper kind o' padre for 10 deaths a day. And Father Victor helps him with our Roman Catholics. He knows an EAP of Irish songs and rummy conjurin' tricks. And the two they works together when it comes to play or pray. So we keep the ball rollin' on 10 deaths a day. We've got the cholera in camp, we've got it OT and sweet. It ain't no Christmas dinner, but it's Elkton we must eat. We've gone beyond the funkin', 'cause we've found it doesn't pay. And we're rockin' round the district on 10 deaths a day. Then strike your camp and go, the rains are fallin'. The bugles callin'. The dead are bushed and stoned to keep 'em safe below. And them that do not like it they can lump it. And them that cannot stand it they can jump it. We've got to die somewhere, some way, somehow. We might as well begin to do it now. Then, number 1, let down the tent pole slow. Knock out the pegs and hold the corners, so. Fold in the flies, furl up the ropes, and stow. Oh, strike your camp and go. God help us. The ladies. I've taken my fun where I've found it. I've rogued and I've ranged in my time. I've 'ad my pickin', oh, sweethearts. And, the lot was prime. One was an arf-caste widow. One was a woman at prom. One was the wife of a jemadar sayas. And one is a girl at 'ome. Now I aren't no and with the ladies. For, talking 'em all along. You never can say till you've tried 'em. And, then you are like to be wrong. There's times when you'll think that you mightn't. There's times when you'll know that you might. But the things you will learn from the yellow and brown. They'll help you a lot with the white. I was a young un at Oagley. Shy as a girl to begin. Aggie the caster she made me. And Aggie was clever as sin. Older than me, but my first un. More like a mother she were. Showed me the way to promotion and pay. And I learned about women from her. Then I was ordered to Burma. Actin' in charge bazaar. And I got me a titty live eat hen. Through buy-in supplies off her pa. Funny and yellow and faithful. Doll in a teacup she were. But we lived on the square, like a true married pair. And I learned about women from her. Then we was shifted to Nimuch. Or I might ha been keepin' now. And I took with a shiny she-devil. The wife of a nigger at Mo. Taught me the gypsy folks boli. Kind volcano she were. For she knifed me one night 'cause I wished she was white. And I learned about women from her. Then I come 'ome in the trooper. Long of a kid 16. Girl from a convent at Merit. The straightest I ever ave seen. Love at first sight was trouble. She didn't know what it were. And I wouldn't do such, 'cause I liked too much. But, I learned about women from her. I've taken my fun where I've found it. And now I must pay for my fun. For the more you ave known the others, the less will you settle to one. And the end of it sittin' and thinkin'. And dreamin' hellfires to see. So be warned by my lot, which I know you will not. And learn about women from me. What did the colonel's lady think? Nobody never knew. Somebody asked the sergeant's wife. And she told him true. When you get to a man in the case, they're like as a row of pins. For the colonel's lady and Judy O'Grady are sisters under their skins. Bill Atkins. Has anybody seen Bill Atkins? Now, 'ow in the devil would I know? 'E's taken my girl out walkin'. And I've got to tell 'im so. God bless 'im. I've got to tell him so. Do you know what 'e's like, Bill Atkins? Now what in the devil would I care? 'E's the livin', breathin' image of an organ grinder's monkey. With a pound of grease in 'is air. God bless 'im. And a pound grease in 'is hair. And suppose you met Bill Atkins. Now what in the devil you'd ye do? I'd open 'is cheek to 'is chin strap buckle. And bung up 'is both eyes, too. God bless 'im. And bung up 'is both eyes, too. Look where 'e comes, Bill Atkins. Now what in the devil will you say? It isn't fit and proper to be fightin' on a Sunday. So I'll pass, I'm the time o' day. God bless 'im. I'll pass 'im the time o' day. The Mother Lodge. There was Rundle, station master. And Beasley of the rail. And Ackman, commissariat. And Duncan, the jail. And Blake, conductor sergeant. Our master twice was E. With him that kept the Europe shop. Old from G. Edel G. Outside, sergeant. Sir. Salute. Salam. Inside, brother, and it doesn't do no harm. We met upon the level and we parted on the square. And I was junior deacon in my mother lodge out there. We'd Bola Nath, accountant. And Saul the Aden Jew. And Din Muhammad, draftsman. Of the survey office too. There was Babu Chuckerbutty. And Amir Singh the Sikh. And Castro from the Fidden Sheds. The Roman Catholic. We adient good regalia. And our lodge was old and bare. But we knew the ancient landmarks. And we kept M to a hair. And lookin' on it backwards. It often strikes me thus. There ain't such things as infidels. Except, per APS, it's us. For monthly, after labor. We'd all sit down and smoke. We dursn't give no banquets. Lest a brother's caste were broke. And man on man got talkin'. Religion and the rest. And every man comperin'. Of the God he knew the best. So man on man got talkin'. And not a brother stirred. Till mornin' waked the parrots. And that damn brain fever bird. We'd say, 'twas highly curious. And we'd all ride home to bed. With Mohammed, God, and Shiva. Changin' pickets in our EAD. Full oft on government service. This rovin' foot ADH pressed. And bore fraternal greetings. To the lodges east and west. Accordin' as commanded. From Kohat to Singapore. But I wish that I might see them. In my mother lodge once more. I wish that I might see them. My brethren black and brown. With the tricky smellin' pleasant. And the hog darn passin' down. And the old consommé snorin'. On the bottle canna floor. Like a master in good standing. With my mother lodge once more. Outside, sergeant. Sir. Salute. Salam. Inside, brother, and it doesn't do no harm. We met upon the level and we parted on the square. And I was junior deacon in my mother lodge out there. Follow me home. There was no one like him, horse or foot. Nor any the guns I knew. And, because it was so, why, course he went and died. Which is just what the best men do. So it's knock out your pipes and follow me. And, it's finish up your swipes and follow me. Arc to the big drum Callan. Follow me home. Is mare she neighs the whole day long. She paws the whole night through. And she won't take her feed cause waitin' for his step. Which is just what a beast would do. Is girl she goes with a bombardier. Before her month is through. And the bands are up in church, for she's got the beggar hooked. Which is just what a girl would do. We fought 'bout a dog, last week it were. No more than a round or two. But I strook I'm cruel hard, and I wish I adient now. Which is just what a man can't do. Was all that I 'ad in the way of a friend. And I've 'ad to find one new. But I'd give my pay and stripe for to get the beggar back. Which it's just too late to do. So it's knock out your pipes and follow me. And, it's finish off your swipes and follow me. Arc to the fifes a crawlin'. Follow me home. Take him away. He's gone where the best men go. Take him away. And, the gun wheels turnin' slow. Take him away. There's more from the place come. Take him away, with the limber and the drum. For it's 3 rounds blank and follow me. And it's 13 rank and follow me. Oh, passin' the love o' women. Follow me ome. The sergeants wed din. Was warned agin her. That's what made I'm look. She was warned agin im. That is why she took. Wouldn't hear no reason. Went and done it blind. We know all about em. They've got all to find. Cheer for the sergeants wed din. Give em one cheer more. Grey Ganorzas in the lando. And Barrack is married to, etc. What's the use o' tellin'? Arf the lot she's been. E's a bloomin' robber. And keeps canteen. 'Ow did get 'is buggy? God, you needn't ask. Made is 40 gallon. Out of every cask. Watch 'im, with 'is hair cut. Count us fillin' by. Won't the colonel praise is? Pop, you, lar, I, tie. We ave scores to settle. Scores for more than beer. She's the girl to pay em. That is why we're heir. See the chaplain thinkin'. See the women smile. Twig the married winkin. As they take the aisle. Keep your sidearms quiet. Dressin' by the band. Ho! You oly beggars. Cough bnd your hand. Now it's done and over. Ear the organ squeak. Voice that breathed o'er Eden. Ain't she got the cheek? White and laylock ribbons. Think yourself so fine. I'd pray God to take you. For I made you mine. Escort to the carriage. Wish him luck, the brute. Chuck the slippers after. Pity tain't a boot. Bowin' like a lady. Blushin' like a lad. Who would say to see em? Both is rotten bad. Cheer for the sergeants wed din. Give em one cheer more. Grey Ganorzas in the lando. And Barrack is married to, etc. The jacket. Through the plagues of Egypt we was chasin' Araby. Gettin' down and shove in the sun. And you might ave called us dirty, and you might ha called us dry. And you might ave heard us talkin' at the gun. But the captain 'ad his jacket, and the jacket it was new. 'Orse gunners, listen to my song. And the wet tin of the jacket is the proper thing to do. Nor we didn't keep 'im waitin' very long. One day they gave us orders for to shell a sand redoubt. Loadin' down the axle arms with case. But the captain knew his duty, and he took the crackers out. And he put some proper liquor in its place. And the captain saw the shrapnel, which is 36 clear. 'Orse gunners, listen to my song. Will you draw the weight, says he, or will you draw the beer? And we didn't keep 'im waitin' very long. For the captain, etc. Then we trotted gentle, not to break the bloomin' glass. Though the Arabites 'ad all their ranges marked. But we dursn't hardly gallop, for the most was bottled base. And we'd dreamed of it since we was disembarked. So we fired economic with the shells we 'ad in hand. 'Orse gunners, listen to my song. But the beggars under cover 'ad the impudence to stand. And we couldn't keep 'em waitin' very long. And the captain, etc. So we finished arf the liquor, and the captain took champagne. And the Arabites was shootin' all the while. And we left our wounded 'appy with the empties on the plain. And we used the bloomin' guns for projectile. We limbered up and galloped, there were nothin' else to do. 'Orse gunners, listen to my song. And the battery came a-boundin' like a boundin' kangaroo. But they didn't watch us comin' very long. As the captain, etc. We was goin' most extended, we was drivin' very fine. And the Arabites were loose in, and wide. Till the captain took the glassy with a rattlin' right incline. And we dropped upon their eads the other side. Then we give quarter, such as a dient up and cut. Orse gunners, listen to my song. And the captain stood a limberful of fizzy, something, brut. But we didn't leave it fizzing very long. For the captain, etc. We might have been court-martialed, but it all come out all right. When they signaled us to join the main command. There was every round expended, there was every gunner tight. And the captain waved a corkscrew in his hand. But the captain add his jacket, etc. The eat hen. The eat hen in his blindness bows down to wood and stone. He don't obey no orders unless they is his own. He keeps his sidearms awful, he leaves 'em all about. And then comes up the regiment and pokes the eat hen out. All along oh dirtiness, all along oh mess. All along oh doin' things rather more or less. All along of Abinay, Cull, and Hazarho. Mind you keep your rifle and yourself just so. The young recruit is oddie, he drafts from God knows where. They bid him show his stockings and lay his mattress square. He calls it bloomin' nonsense, he doesn't know no more. And then up comes his company and kicks him round the floor. The young recruit is hammered, he takes it very hard. He ons is ead and mutters, he sulks about the yard. He talks oh, cruel tyrants he'll swing for by and by. And the others ears and mocks him, and the boy goes orf to cry. The young recruit is silly, he thinks oh, suicide. He's lost his gutter devil, he asn't got his pride. But day by day they kicks him, which helps him on a bit. Till he finds hisself one mornin' with a full and proper kit. Gettin' clear o' dirtiness, gettin' done with mess. Gettin' shut o' doin' things rather more or less. Not so fond of Abinay, Cull, nor Hazarho. Learns to keep his rifle and hisself just so. The young recruit is happy, he throws a chest to suit. You see him grow mustaches, you hear him slap his boot. He learns to drop the bloodies from every word he slings. And he shows an healthy brisket when he strips for bars and rings. The cruel tyrant sergeants they watch him arf a year. They watch him with his comrades, they watch him with his beer. They watch him with the women at the regimental dance. And the cruel tyrant sergeant send his name along 4th Lance. And now he's arf oh nothin', and all a private yet. His room they up and rags him to see what they will get. They rags him low and cunnin' each dirty trick they can. But he learns to sweat his temper and he learns to sweat his man. And, last, a colour sergeant, as such to be obeyed. He schools his men at cricket, he tells 'em on parade. They sees 'em quick and handy, uncommon set and smart. And so he talks to orficers which ave the corps at ert. He learns to do his watchin' without it showin' plain. He learns to save a dummy, and shove him straight again. He learns to check a ranker that's buy-in leave to shirk. And he learns to make men like him so they'll learn to like their work. And when it comes to marchin' he'll see their socks are right. And when it comes to action he shows 'em how to sight. He knows their ways of thinkin' and just what's in their mind. He knows when they are talkin' on and when they've fell BND. He knows each talkin' corporal that leads a squad astray. He feels his innards even, his bowels given way. He sees the blue-white faces all tryin' hard to grin. And he stands and waits and suffers till it's time to cap him in. And now the hugly bullets come peckin' through the dust. And no one wants to face 'em, but every beggar must. So, like a man in irons which isn't glad to go. They moves 'em off by companies uncommon stiff and slow. Of all is 5 years shulin, they don't remember much. Except the not retreatin', the steppin', keepin' touch. It looks like teachin' wasted when they duck and spread and pop. But if hadn't learned 'em they'd be all about the shop. And now it's who goes backward. And now it's who comes on. And now it's get the doolies, and now the captain's gone. And now it's bloody murder, but all the while they ear. Is voice, the same as barrack drill, a shepherdin, the rear. E's just as sick as they are, is like to split. But E works M till he feels M take the bit. The rest is bold and steady till the watchful bugles play. And E lifts M through the charge that wins the day. The eat hen in is blindness bows down to wood and stone. E don't obey no orders unless they is his own. The eat hen in is blindness must end where E began. But the backbone of the army is the non-commissioned man. Keep away from dirtiness, keep away from mess. Don't get into doing things rather more or less. Let's ha done with Abinay, Cull, and Hazarho. Mind you keep your rifle and yourself just so. The shut-eye sentry, says the junior orderly sergeant to the senior orderly man. Our orderly officers hokimat. You help him all you can. For the wine was old and the night is cold. And the best we may go wrong. So, for E gets to the sentry box. You pass the word along. So it was rounds. What rounds? At 2 of a frosty night. E's olden on by the sergeant's sash, but, sentry, shut your eye. And it was pass. All's well. Oh, ain't E drip pin tight. E'll need an affidavit pretty badly by and by. The moon was white on the barracks. The road was white and wide. And the orderly officer took it all. And the 10-foot ditch beside. And the corporal pulled and the sergeant pushed. And the 3 they danced along. But I'd shut my eyes in the sentry box. So I didn't see nothin' wrong. Though it was rounds. What rounds? Oh corporal, hold him up. E's usin' his cap as it shouldn't be used, but, sentry, shut your eye. And it was pass. All's well. Ho, shun the foeman, cup. E'll need, etc. 'Twas after 4 in the mornin'. We 'ad to stop the fun. And we sent Me Ome on a bullock cart. With his belt and stock undone. But we sluiced him down and we washed him out. And a first-class job we made. When we saved him, smart as a bombardier. For 6 o'clock parade. It 'ad been rounds. What rounds? Oh, shove him straight again. E's usin' his sword for a bicycle, but, sentry, shut your eye. And it was pass. All's well. E's called me darlin' Jane. E'll need, etc. The drill was long and heavy. The sky was boaty and blue. And his eye was wild and his air was wet. But his sergeant pulled I'm through. Our men was good old trustees. They'd done it on their EAD. But you ought to have heard Marchin time. To hide the things E said. For it was right flank, wheel. For halt, and stand at ease. And left extend. For center close. Oh marker, shut your eye. And it was, air, sir, air. Before the colonel sees. So he needed affidavits pretty badly by and by. There was 32 sergeants. There was corporals 41. There was just 9 undread rank and file. To swear to a touch, oh, son. There was me ed kissed in the sentry box. As I ave not told in my song. But I took my oath, which were Bible truth. I ain't seen nothin' wrong. There's them that's boaty and body. There's them that's cold and hard. But there comes a night when the best gets tight. And then turns out the guard. I've seen them hide their liquor. In every kind o' way. But most depends on makin' friends. With Privet Thomas A. When it is, rounds. What rounds? Ease breathin' through his nose. Ease reelin', rollin', roarin' tight, but, sentry, shut your eye. And, it is, pass. All's well. And, that's the way it goes. We'll, help him for, his mother, and he'll, help us by and by. Mary, pity women. You call yourself a man. For all you used to swear. And leave me, as you can. My certain shame to bear. I hear. You do not care. You done the worst you know. I ate you, grinnin', there. Ah, God, I love you so. Nice while it lasted, and now it is over. Tear out your hurt and goodbye to your lover. What's the use, oh, grievin', when the mother that bore you? Mary, pity women. Knew it all before you. It aren't no false alarm. The finish to your fun. You ave brung the arm. And I'm the ruined one. And now you'll off and run. With some new fool in tow. You're hurt. You aven't none. Ah, God, I love you so. When a man is tired there is naught will bind him. All he solemn promised he will shove bindi him. What's the good oh, prayin' for the wrath to strike him? Mary, pity women, when the rest are like him. What hope for me or it? What's left for us to do? I've walked with men a bit. But this is you. So, help me Christ, it's true. Where can I hide or go? You coward through and through. Ah, God, I love you so. All the more you give em the less are they forgiven. Love lies dead, and you cannot kiss him livin'. Down the road he led you there is no returnin'. Mary, pity women, but you're late in learnin'. You'd like to treat me fair. You can't, because we're poor. We'd starve. What do I care? We might, but this is sure. I want the name, no more. The name, and lines to show. And not to be in, or. Ah, God, I love you so. What's the good oh, plead in, when the mother that bore you? Mary, pity women. Knew it all before you. Sleep on, is promises and wake to your sorrow. Mary, pity women, for we sail tomorrow. For to admire. The Indian Ocean sets and smiles. So soft, so bright, so bloomin' blue. There aren't a wave for miles and miles. Except the jiggle from the screw. The ship is swept, the day is done. The bugle's gone for smoke and play. And black agin the settin' sun. The Lascar sings, hum deckty high. For to admire and for to see. For to behold this world so wide. It never done no good to me. But I can't drop it if I tried. I see the sergeants pitchin' quoits. I hear the women laughin' talk. I spy upon the quarterdeck. The orficers and liddies walk. I thinks about the things that was. And leans and looks across the sea. Till spite of all the crowded ship. There's no one left alive but me. The things that was which I have seen. In barrack, camp, and action too. I tells them over by myself. And sometimes wonders if they're true. For they was odd, most awful odd. But all the same now they are o'er. There must be heaps oh, plenty such. And if I wait I'll see some more. Oh, I have come upon the books. And frequent broke a barrack rule. And stood beside and watched myself. Behavin' like a bloomin' fool. I paid my price for finned out. Nor never grudged the price I paid. But sat in clink without my boots. Admirin' how the world was made. Behold a crowd upon the beam. And, umped above the sea appears. Old Aden, like a barrack stove. That no one's lit for years and years. I passed by that when I began. And I go Ome the road I came. A time-expired soldierman. With 6 years' service to his name. My girl, she said, oh, stay with me. My mother eld me to her breast. They've never written none, and so. They must ave gone with all the rest. With all the rest which I ave seen. And found and known and met along. I cannot say the things I feel. And so I sing my evening song. For to admire and for to see. For to behold this world so wide. It never done no good to me. But I can't drop it if I tried. The end.